Brewers have won 9 games in a row. I mean, I can go on and on with the stats here. They've won 24 of their last 28 games since July 5th. They also started the season 0-4 with a minus 32 run differential. They got destroyed by the Yankees in those things called torpedo bats. Kids, you can read about them in your textbooks, in your history books. They were 25-28 talking about Milwaukee through May 24th. Since then, AJ, they are 48-16. If you play out that kind of pace, which they've been doing for months now, over a full season, they would win 122 games. I know you got to do it the full year, but they've won 9 in a row at one point, 8 in a row, 11 in a row. Right now, it's the 9-gamer. They sweep the Mets. Your thoughts?
They're good. Let's just give them credit. You know what they've done? And they have no Chourio right now. Chourio's out right now. Some other guys. Joey Ortiz has gotten some big hits for him recently. After he got pretty much benched from Murph. Remember, Murph was like, hey, this guy, we've given him every opportunity. He needs to figure it out. He's been better for him. Caleb Durbin's got his little short leg problem figured out. Yelich is in and out of the lineup, but he's been swinging it better. Everybody they put in this lineup at any point can do damage. They're unbelievably defensively. They pitch incredibly. Even yesterday, McGill was down. A lot of their guys were down. It didn't matter. They just throw whoever out there, and they go out and just give them shutout. They were down 5-0 to the Mets yesterday in Sean Manaea and came back and won that game. So, listen, they're just good, whether it's pocket pancakes or whatever Murph wants to blame it on. Keep rolling, Brewers. We will give you credit. You have a six-game lead?
Six games over the Cubs. Yeah.
6-game lead over the Cubs. Nobody would have said that a month ago, 2 months ago. There's no way anybody would have said that. So, good for you in Milwaukee.
4 months ago, 5 months ago. You're absolutely right. Again, culture. Listen, I just think it all speaks to a team full of ball players, right? When you talk about, hey, what position does a guy play? Just say ball player. These dudes have guys that do it each and every night, somebody different each and every night, and they pay attention to the details, right? The details matter, and Murph is a guy that pays attention to the details, even as far as getting to know your guys. He understands what makes each individual click, and you sit on the field. These guys play like they are family, and it shows each and every night.
So, do we think that they can keep this rolling? I mean, obviously, they're going to lose some games, Cam, but do you think they're clear-cut the best team in Major League Baseball? Just that they have the best record by, 5 games over anyone else? That's Toronto and Philly, who are second in that category. Blake Snell came back this weekend, looked pretty good for a Dodgers team that won the World Series. So there are still some other ball clubs that are like, yeah, we see what you're doing, but we'll see in October where things tighten.
100%. And I think those ball clubs have every right to feel that way. And one in particular we just spoke about is the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm sorry. Listen, when you look at that lineup, we talk about what the Brewers do so well, right? And the quality of that bats. But what they don't have is that slug, that those guys like Schwarber, Harper, Castellanos, Turner. I mean, up and down the lineup, guys that literally with one swing of the bat can make it a 4-run game, and then all of a sudden you're playing from behind. And then you're looking at that Brewers lineup like, okay, yeah, you guys are scrappy. Yeah, you guys put together runs. But, in the playoffs, when you do face a team like the Phillies who can string together quality at-bats as well as, beat you with a home run at any swing of the bat, I still think, you have to really consider that, it's not going to be easy. They're going to be hard to beat because they won't beat themselves. And I think that's what's really important. And I think that's what makes great teams great is they don't beat themselves. You have to beat them. But I do think the Phillies are still right now, when you look at them, when you look at how that bullpen is shaping up, they are scary, man. And I think they're hungry, man. They're tired of losing in October. They want it bad.
Yeah. AJ, for me, this is a team that they just swept that they could meet in the postseason, right? The New York Mets. These were some close games, and they had some things break their way. I'll give it to them. I mean, yesterday, 5-0, the Mets scored a run in each inning, and then the Brewers stormed back. You had the day before where they had the 1-run cushion, but then there were 2 more runs added on thanks to Contreras with the home run after the pitch clock violation on Ryan Helsley. So these were some close games, but I mean, some devastating losses on the Mets side. And I mean, the Miz should be back soon. He pitched a sim game over the weekend, and he said he felt fine. He's ready to go and eligible. Saw Tobias Myers, who's not stretched out, obviously, just pop up in the bullpen. No big deal. 1-2-3 inning. And then I think we should keep talking more about Big Woo. He's 6-0 since he came back. Or I don't know what his record is. The Brewers are 6-0 since he came back. I don't care about pitcher record. We could talk about that another time. But anyway, this was Sunday's game. AJ. It's 5-0. They come back. Isaac Collins, everyone's like, who the heck's that? And now you got to know the name. Home run off Edwin Diaz, and they had a great comeback. And Contreras hitting 2 home runs in that game was telling for me too, AJ, because he has the hand issue for much of the year. If he's hitting like that, that's a different level of offense.
Also, listen, let's give the Brewers all the credit in the world. Well, we got to also look at the Mets. Helsley blew 2 of these games, right? Diaz gave up the home run yesterday to walk him off. I mean, the bullpen and Rogers struggled through his inning. He had to get out of a jam in his inning too. So the Mets, let's talk. Yes, the Brewers are playing great. The Brewers are unbelievable. They're the best record in baseball right now. But let's not forget about the Mets struggles right now, because they're not exactly killing it. So the Mets bullpen, remember, we were praising them. They got Rogers, they got Helsley. Now with Diaz at the back end, with Manaea coming back, this team's going to be unbelievable. And they go out and kind of like what happened with the Yankees. The Yankees got all these new guys. They struggled. The Mets have gotten these guys, and they've also struggled too. So let's not forget about it. Works both ways here.
Do we have the division races over in the National League Central and the National League East? The West is going to still be pretty tight with the Dodgers and the Padres, and they match up a lot. But the lead is 6, like we mentioned, Cam. For the Brewers, the lead is 5.5 for Philadelphia. And we've got, I think, 45-ish games left to play. Does either team have a chance? The Cubs, the Mets, of catching the Phillies and the Brewers?
I like the way I'm still worried about the Mets rotation, especially if they can't, if those starters can't, go a little bit deeper and give it a little bit more, like AJ said. It's not just lights out when you look at the back of that bullpen, not right now, because baseball is contagious and struggles are contagious as a team. So I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be an uphill climb for the Mets. And then the Cubs, I love their lineup, man. I still really enjoy watching them play the way they do offensively. But I think the Brewers are going to finish it off. I think they're going to continue to, again, not beat themselves. They're going to win the close ball games, right? That's what they do. I think that's a part of their superpower as a team, is they know how to finish games. They know how to fight from behind. But yeah, no, I don't think they have a chance. I don't say have a chance. There's a chance because things can happen. But I think both teams are okay.
Hey, we love ripping slab packs on Arena Club. I just ripped one in a Ruby pack. Those are fancy schmancy, Kip. And I pulled a Matt Shaw 2023 Bowman Draft Aqua Lunar Crater Refractor card. And guess what? Guess what? I got a little offer. You get the instant offer right away. Okay. So they're offering me $121 to sell it back, and then I can get a new slab pack. What do I do?
I want to see this thing. Hold on. Look at that. That's a beautiful card. You know what? I think that's a safe bet. I think it's going to make you a little bit of money. I think the more big league time he gets, I'd almost take the deal, though. I'm in it for the chase. I like opening more packs. I think that 121 can buy you a couple more slabs to open. And I think you keep chasing until you get something you really like. But that's the best part about it for me.
That's right. You can sell it back, $121, and then open up another slab pack. Use the code FOUL to receive 20% off your first slab pack or card purchase at arenaclub.com/foul. AJ, do you think the Cubs have a better chance of catching the Brewers, or the Mets have a better chance of catching the Phillies?
I would say, geez, I mean, first of all, I'm going to say something real quick. Mike Laverty, whoever the heck you are, dude, we understand that the starters aren't good enough, but the Mets went out and got their bullpen guys to help take some pressure off some of the guys they already used. So in the chat, if you're going to blow us up, at least understand what we're saying. We understand that, but Manaea, Senga, those guys, they haven't gone deep enough into games to save their bullpen. So what did the Mets do? They went out and got fresher arms in Rogers and Helsley and some of the other guys to help some of the guys that were already banged up. So yes, it doesn't help that the starters don't go deep, but it also doesn't help that these guys, since they've gotten there, haven't performed the way they were. So thanks, Mike, for the heads up. So next time you want to say we don't know what we're talking about, maybe there's a mirror. Hey, let's look. Thanks. See ya. Now, on to what you asked. I don't think that any team, I don't know that either team can catch him. If the Brewers continue to do this, the Cubs ain't catching him. And if the way the Mets are going right now, like I just talked about, and the Phillies, they're going to get Nola back soon. I don't know that they can be caught because they're just playing too well. The Phillies, I mean, on paper, I feel like are a better team than the Mets with just the way they're playing and the way they feel and with Durant at the back end. So I don't think either one of these can be caught.
Oh, and by the way, sometimes our show has a collective opinion often we debate, right, Cam? But often we'll look
Absolutely.
at something, especially in the offseason, and we all think the same thing, right? We'll do that on just a few major signings that we like, major signings that we don't like, trades, etc. Right? Like we all smashed the Orioles on the offseason. That worked out well. We're going to pat our back for that one. We were all concerned about the Mets starting pitching. Their starting pitching was the best in baseball for the first whatever, 2 months, 3 months, whatever it was. Okay. And just us bringing up those concerns caused a number of Mets fans to send us, it's specifically direct messages on Instagram being like, you guys are so off, apologize, blah, blah, blah. And now here we are. AJ's being told to smash the Mets starting pitching more. Oh, how it's come full circle. That's how a baseball season
Yeah.
works, people. It's a marathon.
Exactly.
By the way, I'm just saying this. Mike's now calling us ignorant, so I guess we're ignorant now. So thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. He doesn't like ignorance. I don't know how we're being ignorant. I mean, we understand what's going on.
We're watching the game.
By the
We're
way,
watching
Cam,
the game.
Cam, I'm going to
This
say
is
this.
what's happening.
What was one of the first things we said, and I've done a few Mets games this year, that we said for the beginning of the year, the Mets starters don't go deep into games, therefore their bullpen is going to get worn out. We have been saying that since I did a Mets game the first month of the year, and they're averaging barely 5 innings a game, and we all said on this show, they're going to need longer starts from their starters because their bullpen is going to get warmed out. And now, guess what? Their bullpen is getting worn out, but they went and got new guys because they were like, hey, some of these guys are tired. Let's go get some new guys. And Mendoza's done the best job he can of protecting these guys.
Exactly.
Yes,
Let's shorten the game. Let's try to shorten the game. Let's try to shorten the game because our starters aren't really giving our bullpen any length right now. So let's shorten the game. And not only are we watching it, AJ, you probably played with teams that have done it. I played on the Yankees team, and you've seen it in the past history where they rely on their bullpen so much in the regular season that they're done in October. They can't even make it through October. So we're just literally watching the game. And if you're not understand, AJ and I maybe are the two of the most unbiased people. We really just are going to give an opinion on what we see, what we've been through, what we've experienced. And this is what's happening when you watch the Mets right now. Like if they were dominating, we'd be giving them all the praise in the world. Period.
Wait, hold up though. Also, because Mike, we're having fun with Mike today, and he's been a long time FT fan. And Mike, let's have good fun here. I like the back and forth here. You said those new guys are already burnt because the starters aren't going deep. Mike, the trade deadline was 10-ish days ago. They didn't burn out 3 relievers in a week and a half. It's also mid-August. That's just how the MLB calendar works, where a lot of relievers start to wear down around this time if they've been used a ton. Rogers is always used a ton. I mean, he's, I think, the most used reliever in the big leagues in the past 3, 4, 5 years. So let's not act like 10 days of a few new relievers coming over has absolutely destroyed their arms. It's 10 days. Am I right on that, guys? Yes, you can wear your bullpen down, but it takes months. So the new guys are not at fault. Like the Mets are not at fault for wearing down the new guys.
They've also done a good job with Diaz protecting him. He gave up a home run yesterday. Like I think he hung a slider to the guy and he hit a home run. Soto almost caught. I mean, so listen, mistakes happen. Over 162 games, mistakes happen. But yes, over the long haul, that's why the Phillies and what they've done with their starting pitching has been so incredible because, besides Noel this year, Wheeler gives them 6 or 7 every time. Sanchez gives them 6 or 7. Ranger Suarez gives them 6 or 7. Hell, Luzardo gave them 6 on Saturday. The game I did, pitched great, matched DeGrom. Got to win against Jacob DeGrom, right? Their starters go 6, 7 innings every time. It saves those bullpen guys, Kerkering and now Duran and Alvarado when he comes back and some of those other guys. So, yes, it's a function of each one. The starters don't go deep. The bullpen gets worn down. The starters go deep. The bullpen usually has bullets left. They both work together. The Mets are catching it right now. They're catching it right now. And that's the way that roster was developed, though, and put together for them. So Mendoza's doing the best he can. They tried to bring in reinforcements. They had a bad week. How about that? They had a bad week and they ran into the hottest team in baseball. Stuff happens.
Yeah, right. Helsley's had a couple tough moments. But also, let me remind everyone, Ryan Helsley's good. This isn't 2024 Ryan Helsley. This is 2025, AJ. He's been much more hittable, the fastball specifically. And that's what happened with the pitch clock violation. They're getting to that heater. They're getting to that hundo. William Contreras did the other day. But if you look at his results on his four-seamer this year, they're not good.
Well, it's because he hasn't had that dominant out pitch this year like it's been. So guess what guys are doing? Eliminating it and going, you know what? Let's get on the heater. And then when you face a team like Milwaukee, as we're talking about in the moment, these guys aren't trying to hit homers. They're having professional at bats, and when you have those type at bats, you get rewarded at times with the homers. So like you said, they face the hottest team in baseball. And then Scott, like you said, we've been talking about this from the beginning of the season. This was our biggest issue, our biggest worry when you talk about the roster of the Mets. It's just been exactly that.